Claire Redfield.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
That's right, our Claire is back. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Silver Surge Gaming channel. Please do hit that sub button, like, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because we are going to get into the doozy as Summer Games Fest has released the trailer for Code Veronica Remake. Yes, that is true, Code Veronica Remake. Sorry, I'm a little late on this, guys, but let's get into the details real fly like a sky guy. Definitely planned for 2027. It was announced during Summer Games Fest here at 2026. Is confirmed for both all platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, etc. Being developed in the same RE engine used in the remakes of Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, etc. And the story still follows Claire Redfield, Chris Redfield, Albert Wesker will be making his appearance in the remakes, more so officially within the story base as he was in the fourth remake within the Ada DLC, but he'll be making more of his debut in here, having more connection with Chris, Claire, and the Ashford family storyline will also be intact as well. It is also being led by the original leadership of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 remakes, so that's a good thing. We're going to get really high quality within this game. Development began in like late 2022. Initially was targeted for 28, but they moved it up to 27 because the progression is moving smoothly. Marketing preparations are already started and such. It's going to focus more on Claire, giving her more significant screen time, expanding her role compared to the original, rearranging some Chris segments that were from the original, as a much darker tone, closer to the Resident Evil 2 remake horror tone, less campy anime-style presentation, more psychological horror elements and such. They are going to be expanding on the opening, with Claire infiltrating Umbrella facilities in Paris before the Rockfort Island section. This opening would be playable and longer than the original intro, and also adding into the context of going to Chris's apartment and trying to get more information in regards to him. I love how the old lady references the Boulder reference from Resident Evil 5. It's kind of funny. But you can see how he's really intertwined with trying to break down a lot of the information and evidence in terms of the corporations that reside in the European-based sections. So, and Claire's still trying to find her, so we might get a more playable section infiltrating the facility before she is captured later on. As it is shown that Claire does get captured by a USS soldier that looks kind of like Hunk, but it could also still be Rodrigo, the original guy that captured her at the beginning of the original Code Veronica game, holding up her hostage, just changing him to being more based off of the soldier, as like the USS soldiers tend to have similar gear to Hunk. It's going to be expecting the features over-the-shoulder camera, modern aiding, expanding exploration, and more environmental storytelling. The Rockfort Island becomes significantly larger, more explorable environments, additional side areas not present in the original, including cut content. It is even rumored that they are possibly having a bike as a playable option to use to traverse around the island, given that they're expanding it, which would be really interesting and cool to get that type of traversal around the segments of the island before we go to Antarctica, where the main events actually occur. Larger connected regions, less linear progression. Albert Wesker's receives expanded scenes, stronger connections to future Resident Evil titles, more development leading towards RE5 story, including, having an actual playable section where you play as Chris fighting Wesker instead of it being originally a cutscene, which I found to be quite intriguing and interesting, as they're going to develop their relationship a lot more in depth than they originally before. Steve Burnside will have major rewriting of Steve's dialogue, more serious characterization, and better emotional arc than how he was. He was very cheesy, especially that, "Father, no! Father! All that type of shit. It's a lot. It's very much needed. I agree 100%. Including him being less creepy to Claire too. It is being considered the best looking Resident Evil game to date. Heavy focus on the atmospheric lighting, improved Ashford Manor and artistic base environments, as you can see here. There's most likely going to be a Switch 2 version for the game as well, if this is planned for. We're not too sure if that's going to be more hard-earned evidence. But overall, I'm very excited for a lot of the changes they are bringing, because out of all the type of Resident Evil games that they have made over the years, I would say that Code Veronica desperately needs the remake the most out of anything. And it looks like they're going hands down. They really enhanced their graphical capabilities and art style with their textures, atmospheric lighting, and the skin, and like everything just looks way better, even more upgraded than how Resident Evil Requiem was. I'm glad that's the original directors from RE2 and RE4 Remake hands-on in this. They're going to definitely expand the prison facility a lot more, probably expand on the puzzles. They're keeping everything pretty much the same, just tweaking a few things to modernize some aspects to keep the flow of the gameplay more present. But overall, from what I've been hearing, everything about this game is shaping up to be one of the best remakes ever possible, especially seeing our girl Claire come back. That is a blessing indeed. I'm really happy. I like all the remakes, except for maybe like 3, but you know, it's Tiffy, you know, depending on who you talk to. But all this information sounds really juicy. There's very limited information on this that we can go about it. I'm just hoping they keep the core boss fights, they expand on the relationship, especially with the Ashford family and the 2 twins and the weird twist concept, especially with them keeping the whole cross-dressing freak reference.
Alfred, you cross-dressing freak!
Yeah, I think they're gonna probably cut that one out. I'm pretty sure. But other than that, besides all the information, seeing returning characters, the possibility of Hunk getting more younger version of Chris, and see maybe if they're going to fuck up the face even worse when he's younger, and actually explore why he's a lot more beefier and buffer in the later installments to combat Wesker. As you can also see in his room, it's like very messy with dumbbells and such, and he kept up the training. Maybe they'll change up some other aspects with joining characters involved in this too. But other than that, I'm really excited to see this in all of its glory. I really like the original game. I think it's a very underrated, not talked about enough, and I'm ready for people to actually see this game flourish into the beautiful butterfly that it is. But other than that, guys, what are your thoughts on the Resident Evil Code Veronica remake coming out, and them also dropping the code word and just saying Veronica? Is this the new Resident Evil 5 with the new Roman numeral? Is it not? We'll never know. It still takes place about 3 years. Not 3 years. What am I talking about? 3 months after the events of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. So it still coincides with staying in the 90s aesthetic theme and everything. So that's really great. Bringing back the zombies and the tonal shift of everything and the bites and the whole like scary factor, probably with the dogs and the mutants and the other like hunters that they bring in later on too. And also probably glorifying and probably making Steve a better character before he does turn into like the monster that he does later on in the series. Other than that, guys, you let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share, and let's get all excited for more Claire Redfield. Hell yeah! Other than that, guys, have a blessed night. Stay right, stay tight, keep it nice, keep it right. Have a good night. Later, guys.